name's Amanda, and welcome to another episode of Amanda Homestead. You're going to hear my kitty cat playing with something in the background just because anytime I'm filming, he has to be part of it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk a little bit about, let's say you've pulled out your root vegetables and you have a cold room, or if you're lucky, a root cellar, or even just an attached garage where you can kind of put a few things and it'll stay kind of somewhere between 0 degrees and 8 degrees. Then you can put your vegetables and you can store them for months without having to have extra fridge space. And we're going to talk about how to do that today. So it's mid-November here in Southern Ontario, and I just did a video yesterday actually of how I was going to pull out the root vegetables, and then we're putting mulch leaves on the rest of our garden beds, getting them all ready for winter. So yesterday I pulled out these vegetables. So we've got about half a bushel of parsnips, and parsnips actually, they do really, really well around here. We get giant ones. So this is just from one 10-foot row of parsnips, I get half a bushel. And then carrots, I did, I think, 2 10-foot rows, and we've already been eating carrots for a while, so probably we would have had close to about a bushel, but I'm only going to be putting away about half a bushel. And then I did a fall planting of turnips, and just yellow turnips, and these ones we got just about 6 quarts worth. So I've got a few others that are in the fridge already. I think if I had this to do again, I would plant these much earlier so they get a chance to get bigger. So that's probably what I'll do next year. But I mean, this is always a learning thing as you're going along, figuring out what you like and what you don't. So I like turnips, and next year we probably will do a few more. And this same method that we're going to use for these 3 vegetables here today, you can use that for pretty much any root vegetable that you want to store. Celery root, Jerusalem artichokes, I can't think of any other root vegetables right now, but beets, it'll work for beets. So any of them, pretty much, if they're roots, this will work. What you want to make sure is, so before I start, we're going to layer them in sand in these plastic crates that are food grade plastic. We're going to use like playground sand. You could use sawdust as well. I've heard of people doing that, so that would be fine. Those are the things that I would recommend. A regular dirt, I don't think so, because it can have microbes and insects in there, and you don't want any diseases in your vegetables. So we're just using just like a play sand. Oops, and I'm going to get it all over my stuff. I just went out to the local hardware store and asked for like play sand, and I got a few bags worth, and then that's good enough. And then, so in addition to having a place to put your vegetables, whether that's plastic crates, whether that's wooden boxes, different people have different preferences, just something that you can store them in. This will breathe a little bit because it's got a lid that opens, but I can also keep the moisture inside as I want to, so I can kind of control the level of moisture in there, which is good. You don't want your sand getting dried out. The whole point is that it's supposed to be moist while the vegetables are in there, keeps the moisture in the vegetables so they don't get dried out. So if you have an open box, you may want to put like a layer of burlap on top of it and then just moisten that every so often. That's why I like these, because I can just pretty much leave the lid basically closed and the moisture stays inside, and I don't get any condensation around the edges of inside the box, which would tell me it was getting too wet in there. So it seems pretty good. So that's going to be the area where we're going to do our storage. The thing we want to think about too is the vegetable itself. So you can see these are not clean, and they're not supposed to be. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you've got some of the dirt off, but not all of it. You don't have to worry about that. And then you want to make sure that the greens are off. You don't want to break the stem right off here and expose the actual carrot, but nor do you want any of the greens on, because that can actually cause rotting. All right, so now that we've got our vegetables and our sand and our boxes ready to go, let me show you how to layer those vegetables in sand and start getting them ready to store. All right, so what we're going to do is we'll probably start with the carrots first. So I've just got a little something I'm going to use as a scoop, and I'm going to scoop the sand from this bucket, or from this plastic tote into here. So I'm just going to probably put about an inch and a half of soil on, or of the sand on here, just so that way the vegetables are not in contact directly with the plastic of the tote, because we want them to be surrounded by sand. Okay, so it's pretty much ready to go. And then now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my carrots and I'm going to layer them in here. Let me see if I can get you guys nice and close so you can see. Not that close. Why will you not stay? Come on. Okay, so we are starting to layer our carrots in here, and you can see I've got them in the sand. And what I've got is I've got a few small carrots. You can kind of see if I put this close to this one, that they're fairly small, so I'm not going to bother packing those in sand. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to save those and make carrot pickles, actually. So that one I'll take out, and all the other ones I'm just going to continue to place down here, just like that. Again, so you can see that they're not touching, and I kind of gently place them in there. All right, we'll come on back when we've got the whole thing filled up. All right, now we have one full layer of carrots, and now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put another layer of sand over top of this. Again, probably about an inch or so. Okay, there we go. So we've got another layer of sand, and then we're just going to start putting some more carrots in there. And that is exactly how it goes, all the way up to the very top of the box, or as full as you want it, because sand is heavy. And then I'll show you how we're just going to store them in our root cellar. And now our carrots and our parsnips and our turnips are all safely packed away in sand. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to close up that lid, leaving it a little bit open. I'm going to push it onto my shelving unit, and you can see that my roots are safely stored away with my apples, my eggs, my squash, some country wines, and all the other goodies that we've got hidden down here in our root cellar. Thank you very much for joining me for another episode of I Demand a Homestead. My name is Amanda, and I hope to see you again next time. Take care. Bye-bye.